And also, it is said that breath is the connection between body, mind, and soul.
Exactly.
So, how exactly?
Breath is the connection between body, mind, and soul. That's a very practical subject in my point of view. So these three are the core elements, most prominent layers of the human self. There are other layers as well, different bodies, chakras, a lot of things. But these three are the core prominent, and anybody can understand. What is body, you can say. What is mind, you can say. And what is soul, probably you cannot say, but everyone know this word. At least in any country, everyone knows this word called soul. So the most prominent and the most popular words. So coming to the subject of how breath is connected to these three. When we are in the womb of our mother, we breathe through the mother. Okay, so whatever mother is breathing, that's what we start breathing. That's when we start to tend to take breath, start to take the breath inside the mom, but through the mom, most prominently, not on our own. It's a kind of a practice. Okay, practice session that happens. So everything happens through the mom. When we come out and take the birth, that's when we start to take the breath individually. That's the first lesson that we learn. That's the first lesson. Okay, that's the first lesson that we learn to connect to the earth, to connect to the life on earth. Until then, life is not on earth. Life is in the body, in mother's tummy, right? So our world is just that. But the first connection to the earth, the life on earth, is breath. So if we don't breathe, if you see, when babies cry as soon as they take birth. So if they don't cry, doctor tend to give a beat or pinch or do something for the baby to cry. Crying is the outcome of the first breath that we take, the discomfort that we have in taking the first breaths on earth, the fresh air that is coming from outside, and start taking the breath. Okay, so the first connection for ourself, for our life on earth, is breath. There is no doubt about it. Nothing else starts. We don't eat to start life. We don't drink something to start life. Okay, the first connection is the breath. Without breath, we don't start life at all. So that is the birth. That is the connection between our breath and the birth. So breath and birth starts at the same time. Okay, and when we die, the last thing that we lose is again the breath. So the moment we lose the breath, that's when we die. People say we left the body or we die. So that means we are taking the birth with the breath and death with the breath. That means there is no doubt about it that breath is the link between birth and the death. It is the connection. Okay, so that's the first step that everyone can understand. So there is something profound, right? And the next aspect that I want to tell is breath happens. We don't do we can't do deliberate breathing for a long time. We don't deliberate the breath. Breath happens on its own. That means it is a natural thing. It is a happening. We are not doing it. What happens on earth? If you see anything that happens on earth, that is nothing but nature. Nature is nothing but God. A tree happens, a waterfall happens, right? Sprout happens, okay? A river flowing happens, an ocean happens. So things that happen are nature and God. So the breath that happens is nature and God. That means breath is the nature that is living within us. Breath is the natural aspect that are living within us. Okay, so what is keeping us alive? what is entering into our body to keep us alive is nothing but that God, that nature that is living through us, which is keeping us alive in this body. Okay, so now the first connection with the body, mind and soul, you said the first connection to the body, the proof that we have is birth and death. If there is breath, there is birth. If there is no breath, there is no birth. That means our body lives on breath. So whatever that we want to do with our body, okay, we have to go to the roots. If we have to go to the roots, if something is wrong with the plant, okay, if we need to water the roots, right? So if for a plant to grow, we have to water the roots. Yes. So likewise, if we have to grow this body properly, groom this body properly, we have to water the breath. What is watering the breath? To be more connected to the breath, to be more in tune with the breath. The body should be in tune with the breath. The plant, like the plant, should be in tune with the root. Can we take the roots off, or can we cut the plants off and separate the root and the plant and then throw it and then expect it to grow? It won't happen like that. So the root and the plant are one. They should be in tune. They should be in sync. It is a science. The whole process of photosynthesis and everything should happen just like that. The breath and the body should be in sync and in tune. And we learn this by start observing the breath. Start understanding how the roots are going to be. We need to make if we need to water the plant, we need to arrange some sort of space around the plant and make sure the water is there, and we fertilize it. And how we do that? We learn all that through meditation, by being with the breath, and by that our body can be savior, right? And the second, mind. This is also a simple example. Mind is not brain. So mind is nothing but a group of thoughts. Where are these group of thoughts? It is not a physical thing that is there. So the understanding that we gather from our childhood till now, right? So form a kind of a thought ball. Okay, so it's a kind of a sphere thing that has a lot of thoughts filled in. So that group of thoughts is nothing but mind. If we sit in meditation and if any of us observe, the moment you observe the breath, there will be no mind. The thoughts will start coming down. The moment you don't observe the breath, the thoughts will pop up and start coming. This is the link between breath and the thoughts. I mean, this is the proof that there is link between breath and thoughts. Okay, and our breath changes when we are angry. Our breath changes when we are happy. Our breath changes when we run physically. Our breath changes when we see some person. Our breath changes even according to the place we are in. If we are in a temple, our breath will be different. If we are in a fish market, our breath will be different. If we closely observe, our breath resonates to every single thought that we make. We just have to observe that. So this is a proof that breath has direct link with the thoughts, right? That means, again, here I state that breath is the root of the thoughts. If we imagine thoughts as a plant, breath is the root. So for the plant to grow prosperously, for the thoughts to be healthy, we need to water the breath again. That means first we need to understand the dimensions of the breath. That means if my breath is harmonious, how are my thoughts? If my breath is not irregular, how are my thoughts? Or if I control my thoughts, so how to get these breath and the thoughts in tune to be able to live in harmony? Okay, so that's what we need to understand. Again, if we go back to soul, I don't want to make see why I struggle. Sometimes I struggle telling the concept because I don't want to use the philosophical or the core spiritual wordings. I want to simplify the topic because I want the natural person, the normal person, to sit here and understand what body, mind, and soul is. Soul, for now, let's take out all the understandings that you have. Soul is nothing but, for now, let's say life. Life in you. Life in you is nothing but soul. Life means in this body, something is coming and then leaving. I said breath is coming and breath is leaving. Okay. Along with the breath, there is something that is holding, okay, which is gathering all the information that is coming into this body. That means when you see a waterfall, the experience that you get is recorded somewhere. Okay. When you talk to a person or when you spend your life with a person, the experience that you get from that interaction with a person is stored. It's like a memory. It gathers, it extracts. Okay. It is a supercomputer which has an ability to store and also use that understanding in future. Okay. Let's say when we are a child, someone showed you a beautiful flower. You don't know what that flower is, and then they said it's called rose. It's a beautiful flower, and then it smells so good. Okay, all this information has been recorded, right? So this experience, you will take it forward, and then in next moment when you see a rose flower, the expression that you have got, okay, to express yourself to the same flower or the experience that you have gathered, right? So that mechanism of this recording and expressing and using that knowledge and then gathering more information and then storing it and taking it forward. So some mechanism that is helping you to evolve through the lives, evolve through the days, forget about lives also, evolve through each day is the soul. Okay. So again, for this to work, if there is no breath, your soul cannot be in this body or in this mind. If the soul is not in this body or in this mind, how can it record an experience? If you don't have body, you cannot touch anything. If you don't have nose, you cannot smell anything. If you don't have ears, you cannot. So if there is no experience, there is no expression. Okay. So there is no feeling. So for the soul to evolve, day by day and grow, expand its consciousness, breath is required. That means again, breath is the root which is required for this soul. So likewise, without this body, mind, soul coordination, there is no life. There is no incarnation. There is no purpose. There is no this human being. There is no animal. There is no plant. Nothing is there. So everything has this body, mind, and soul. And as a package, we are learning and evolving through the lives. Right? So for any of these to function prosperously, breath is the root. Harmony in the breath, there is no harmony in the soul, there is no harmony in the body, there is no harmony in the thought world. So for these three to work in harmony, breath has to be harmonized. And only when these three are in works together, in line and in tune, I will call that life. Otherwise, it's like a paralyzed life. We don't know. It's like a madman's life. Okay, we close blind life. We close our eyes. We don't know what our body is doing. We don't know what our mind is doing. We don't know what our soul is doing.
Yeah, very beautifully explained how breath is important to a physical body, and altering the breath can change even mindset also.
Exactly.
And the breath has all the imprints of the soul across lifetimes.
Exactly.